I'm normally a pretty private person, but that's all about to change. With this channel, I plan to video blog about all my struggles, most notably my struggles with depression. Why now, you might ask? Because I'm tired of hiding it. I've done a dismal job overcoming it by keeping it to myself, so I figured sharing my struggles might help. If nothing else, it might help someone else realize that they aren't going through this alone. I'll be honest with you, I don't know where this channel will go. I plan on video blogging about my life. Some of the videos, like this one, will be scripted, while others might be more freeform, slice of life like. It all depends on what is happening with me at the time. And like I said, I suffer from depression. To make it worse, I also have ADHD, the inattentive type, and a writing disorder. To top it off, I also have high blood pressure and I'm close to being a diabetic, all of which I take medication for. With the amount of pills I take, I feel like I'm some 60-year-old man. Depression I've known about since high school. I've suffered from it on and off all through my life. The ADHD and writing disorder I didn't learn about until I was 29. I'm 35 now. While in my first year of French class at Portland State University, Professor Roulon noticed that I had a tendency to switch my E's and I's. She suggested that I might be suffering from dyslexia, something which I had never been suggested before, but she was adamant that I get tested, and during the summer I took her advice and had an extensive learning disorder evaluation done. From that evaluation, not only did I learn that I had a writing disorder, I also learned I had suffered from ADHD and attentive type, something I had never heard of. I had obviously heard of ADHD, but I had no idea that there were multiple forms. All I had heard about was the overactive kind. I'm not going to go into the minute differences between the two types in this video, but they are similar in the overall effect. Rather than being distracted by being overactive, I'm distracted by internal struggles. I can get bored quickly, I can have difficulty staying focused, and my personal favorite is trouble getting organized. It was a mindfuck to realize that all my troubles in school could be boiled down to these two learning disorders, and I had extensive trouble in school, especially high school. All my life I believed one thing about myself, that I was a lazy, good-for-nothing person who couldn't remember to do their homework or be bothered to clean their room to save their life. If this had been caught when I was younger, I could have taken special classes to teach me how to cope with these disorders, but no, it wasn't until I was into adulthood that it was caught. It completely reframes my earlier life. It created a lot of baggage I needed to unpack. Baggage I'm still unpacking. Stacking depression on top of the ADHD exacerbates the whole situation. It makes the symptoms worse, and there is a lot of overlap in the symptoms. Oftentimes, I find myself laying in bed, my mind jumping from one subject to another, and several hours have passed. This is an example of ADHD being distracting, and depression causing me to have no motivation to even get out of bed. Depression isn't feeling sad. You can feel sad and not be depressed. In fact, you can be depressed and not feel sad. Depression is a lack of vitality. It can take many forms. Among some of the feelings can be sadness. But what I find is stronger, for me at least, is a feeling of hopelessness and of powerlessness. I don't feel sad, but I certainly don't feel happy. I find a little joy in anything I do. I feel like I can control over my own body and emotional state. This often leaves me stuck in a mental loop. It's not completely hopeless, however. I've been going to counseling and I've been learning coping mechanisms. Getting into a routine can help. For example, I run a blog centered around a LARP I participate in called AmpGuard. I've been doing it regularly for at least a year now, and it wasn't easy at first. I had a burst of inspiration which carried me for a while, but I set up a routine to help keep me going. Every week, I head to Starbucks, pull out my laptop, and write about the day. Then I post it, and I'm done. It sounds easy, but some weeks I find it harder than others, and I've missed weeks before. I used to set a specific day of the week, but I would often miss that day, and that would just make me feel worse about myself. So I didn't set a specific release date for the blog. And then I just told myself if I did it during the week, it would be okay. And so far, that's worked. I don't feel joy in the activity. Joy isn't required, but I do feel a sense of accomplishment which keeps me going. Over time, it's the same sense of accomplishment I hope to get with this video blog. This episode has been an anomaly. It's been me talking to the camera, but it won't always be like this. I'll also talk about Warcraft, LARPing, and my scant social life, all with the angle of me living with disorders and the trouble that it brings. Well, until next time, be good.